Greet everyone.
Right, and we're on the air with Noir 106, Week 6.
Week 6. Hey, everybody. Bond, Groom. Groom, welcome back.
Hey,
everybody.
thanks.
Yeah. So I just want to welcome everybody to Week 6. Some things are a little bit back to normal compared to last week. As you see, Groom is joining us again this week. But there are some strange things still going on. Groom, it's good to have you here.
Hey, it's good to be back. LA was beautiful.
Yeah, what happened there?
You know, I'm not exactly sure. It's kind of weird, right? I mean, I was doing my assignment. Things seemed to got mixed up, and then I don't really remember much. I woke up from a long haze, almost drug-induced, it seemed, you know, for like 4 or 5 days, and I don't really remember a lot of it. You know, I was walking through my hotel room. I saw they got on this call last week. I was beaten up, seemingly, and I woke up 3 or 4 days later at the corner of Crenshaw and Rossmore, I think it was, and I was just in the field, probably not too far from where the Black Dahlia was, and it was really bizarre. But my friend Mikhail Gershevich came and picked me up, took me back to his house. I convalesced there. He took me around. I saw a lot of LA, both before this happened and after. And it was actually, it turned out to be pretty good. I didn't get my, I never did finish up on some of the stuff we talked about, Martha. But I guess we could talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Groom, did you see any of the videos from this week? Did you watch last week's weekly video? Are you aware that you were that there was a whole episode with a kind of angry gentleman yelling at you and seemingly beating you and threatening Bond? Have you seen that footage?
No. I don't know. No. I didn't know. A man in the photos?
Well,
no,
that was,
I didn't see any of it.
No, there was the video, and then this week in my video I shared some kind of disturbing photos of, let me just think I've got, this is a screen cap from last week, Groom. Do you remember this man attacking you last week? And then later he sort of confronted us. Do you, none of this, anyway, in my video this week I shared, I took those photos, I ran them through the equipment that we have at the center for analyzing digital photos and developing kind of a footprint of them, and I ran that through some high-end image searches, and I came up with some very disturbing photos of a man who looks just like the man who attacked you.
You did all? You did this?
I did, and then some of those photos that I found through that search, you were in them as well. You and the man who we think attacked you last weekend. So do you have any idea what that might be about?
No idea. I'm just happy to be kind of alive. You know, thanks really for following up, but I really don't know anything about that at all.
So
you mentioned you felt drugged. You know, I mean, there's the possibility that you might have been like brainwashed or something during this incident. And
what are you suggesting?
Well, you know, watch your behavior, because sometimes we do strange things just as a way of dealing with missing memories, lost time, you know?
No. I mean, I think a blow to the head can do some stuff like that.
Yeah.
In terms of what you guys are suggesting, it doesn't seem the case to me.
So, Bond, I'm actually kind of curious how you know so much about brainwashing techniques, and also it occurs to me that what we don't have an explanation for is how Groom is even here with us today when his kidnapper clearly indicated to us last weekend that he was not going to be released until somebody gave up your location. So, has there been any further communication that I'm not aware of? regarding your location with any of these individuals who Groom apparently ran into?
Nothing on my end. I don't think so. So I'm guessing Groom didn't talk. But you know, by the way, where's Black this week?
Oh,
Yeah.
so Black, I got a kind of strange cryptic email from her today indicating that she wouldn't be joining us tonight. I also got another message from El Hota, who said he wanted to come, I don't know, he wanted to come into this hangout at some point this evening and share some information. I told him I needed to check with both of you, that I wasn't comfortable making that decision unilaterally. Are you guys okay if we invite El Hota in here in a few minutes?
Sure.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
All right.
Absolutely.
Look, I think there's a lot of questions here. Groom, I think you and I just need to meet perhaps in the office tomorrow. I can show you some of the evidence, I mean, the photos that I found, and we can talk maybe about what happened on your assignment. But in the meantime, we do need to, oh, El Hoda's here now. Oh, okay.
Hey guys.
El Hoda, can you just hold on a minute while we have some things we still need to cover?
For sure.
Okay. So we were going to talk a little bit about the assignment. We should get down to business and talk about the assignments for this week. Bond, why don't you go ahead and introduce the really big assignment that's going to that's actually going to run for the next 2 weeks for radio shows. Why don't you talk us through the radio show assignment?
Yeah. So over the next 2 weeks, people in the class are going to get together in groups, and they're going to produce radio shows. We're looking 20 to 30 minutes, basically. You figure the time length at about 5 to 7 minutes per group member, no less than that. It's going to be a group project. You're going to have 2 weeks to finish this, and there's a bunch of specifications from it. Everyone in the group has to contribute to this radio show. A good way to do this is to create a Google Doc for planning, collaboration, and you can invite us to be part of that, and then we can offer advice and input. As I said, the show has to be, I think, at least like 5 minutes per person. So if it's like a 5-person group, it has to be at least 25 minutes. If it's a 3-person group, I'd suggest, push it to 20, basically. The show must include at least 3 DS-106, Noir 106 radio bumpers. They can be part of the show, Noir 106, or just general bumpers for DS-106 radio that the group members put together. At least 3 commercials. Again, whatever you want to make out of that, it's up to you. The show has to relate in some way to the concept of noir. How you do that is up to you. We've been playing like radio dramas and things like that, but that's not what you have to do. People have done news shows, they've done talk shows, quiz shows, whatever. The show must incorporate in some way the characters that you've developed for this course. And again, how you decide to do this is up to you. We need you to blog about your process and your progress. We expect everybody in the group to do this at least once during the first week on their progress to the project. And this should be, a serious blog post where you talk about what you're doing, what kind of decisions the group has made, what your part of it is, the tools, technology you're doing, and all that, what's going well, what's not working, blah, blah, blah. You tag that radio show week 1, and that's going to be due, again, by the end of the first week. Each group member needs to do at least one, or needs to make a promo, poster, bumper sticker, logo, something to promote your show. Basically, get some design in there that we've been working on, add that to the radio show. You need to keep us aware of your progress. You can email us, Twitter, anything, let us know what's going on. And as you found out during Intro to Audio Week, audio editing is very time consuming, so be aware of that. Plan to be done early, you'll probably be done on time. Considering the amount of work and the bunch of people that are going to be working together, you've really got to be on top of that.
All right, thank you, Bond. Groom, you want to cover some of the rules and advice that we have for group formation for this week?
Yeah, in terms of getting into groups, you're going to have to self-organize in the groups. And you can work with students in any of the 3 sections at UMW, so you're not limited to your section. But this has to be done soon because the deadline for you getting your group together is midnight of Wednesday the 18th. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
11:59. So keep that in mind. Now, theme ideas, lots of great ideas out there. All of you have already blogged about them. You can actually find these under a category on the noir106.us site. The category is radio show ideas, and it's going to be linked in the post connected with this video. So if you tag yours correctly, it should show up there. If not, you should re-tag your post so it shows up. And this is a place where your groups, once you form, have to come together around some of these ideas. These radio show ideas might be why you want to reach out to someone, say, hey, I love your idea, I want to join your group. They could also be 5 or 6 people or 3 or 4 people get together, say, we want to be a group, now let's go see these radio show ideas. So think about that. I would also, and I think I'm speaking for Bertus and Bond here, would like to see you all doing some of your group discussion out in the open on Twitter, etc. We want to know what your thinking is. We want to see you blogging about your work individually. That's how you'll get credit for what you do as part of this group show. So be sure you're responsible for you're responsible for sharing and thinking through your work. Twitter's also a great place to find group members, right? Chances are, if someone's on Twitter for this class, they're doing good work. I don't want to make that a one-to-one, but from what I've seen and what I've been watching, people on Twitter are engaged. They're part of the conversation. They're following the themes. And if I was looking for a group member in this class, that's where I'd go first. I'd look on the Noir106 hashtag, and I'd go there. Once you've done this, we have a spreadsheet. This spreadsheet is where you're going to let us know who's in your group, right? And you'll have a link to that spreadsheet within this post beneath, and you can give your group a name. You need to put down a brief description of your show idea and list all the group members. So once this is all done, you need to put this in the spreadsheet. And there's also a section, if you're looking for a group, where you can add your name there so that we, after midnight on Wednesday, can form all of the final groups of those people who didn't get a group. So if you didn't get a group, we will put you in a group. But a big caveat here. If we put you in a group, we will not listen to any problems you'll have with that group once we put you into them. Because we put you into it because you didn't take the, how do we say?
Initiative
To get in your own group with people who you want to work with. So all bitching after 11:59 on Wednesday night will fall on deaf ears. Does that?
And they say I'm the mean one.
Hey, I'm trying to balance that load there.
I appreciate that.
If you had said that though, you would be the mean one.
I know. They'll just think you're tough.
That's right.
All right. Thank you, Groom. I will reiterate what is due. So we're going for 2 weeks here, so I'm going to go over what is going to be due the first Sunday and what is going to be due the second Sunday. So due by midnight, 2/22, a week from, when you watch this video, it'll be a week from yesterday. A blog post about your radio show progress. So everybody in the group needs to write a post, your individual progress report, tag radio show week 1. A blog post where you share the poster or bumper sticker or logo that you did. All right? So write this up just like you would any other assignment post you're doing. We're looking for the same amount of detail. Tag that radio show promo. In addition, a few other things we're going to be doing this week that we haven't mentioned so far. The radio show tweet-along that we did during week 1 of radio went so well, we're going to repeat that again this week. So we're going to be doing shows again. Bond, correct me if I'm wrong, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday evening at 9?
Yes.
All right. We expect everybody to tune into one of those at some point this week and tweet along in Twitter. We know you are tweeting along if we see you actually using Twitter. All right? It's not enough to be reading Twitter. You have to actually be using Twitter for it to count. And we are going to ask you to do 10 stars of audio assignments again this week, which may seem onerous. However, the reason we are asking you to do this is because we want you to be sure you are spending this week beginning to generate the content that you're using for your show. So you can use those 10 points towards the content that you create for your radio show. It means you can do some of these stars in groups if you're working on a piece together. You can take assignments that are already there and maybe vary them a little bit to meet what you were specifically trying to do for your show. But we want to make sure that everybody is moving forward with generating content this week, which is why you have audio assignments due this week. And the last requirement for week 1, we are not seeing nearly enough reading and commenting happening among students in the 3 sections. Across the board, we're not seeing enough of this. You should be regularly, daily, going to the Noir 106 site and reading the posts by your fellow students and leaving comments on those that provoke any kind of thought or interest, criticism, critique, comment, compliment from you, okay? We want everybody to do at least a minimum of 10 comments this week somewhere. And in your blog post, it will be your responsibility to make sure you link to the posts that you commented on so we know that you're doing this. A few of you have started to do this in your weekly posts, and it's great. We want to see more of you doing that, commenting and then linking to those commented posts from your weekly post. All right, that's week 1. During week 2, what are you doing? I got to find that page.
Completed radio show.
Yeah, that's right. That's what you're doing. In week 2, you're completing a radio show. So in your week 2 post, you're going to share with us. Every group member is going to share a link somewhere to your completed show. In addition, in that same post, we want a second progress/process report, which you will tag radio show week 2. Okay? So same thing. Same thing you did week 1, except this time you're summarizing the completion of the show. In addition, during week 3, we are going to do, I think we decided 3 daily creates. Does that sound right, guys? We are skipping daily creates during week 1 of radio show. You do not have to do any daily creates during the upcoming week, but during week 2 you do. And in week 2 you need to do the 10 comments assignment again. So you're gonna comment on 10 this week, and you're gonna comment on 10 next week. And each week in your weekly post, you're going to summarize or link back to the posts you commented upon. So we're giving you, because this is a 2-week project, we're going ahead and giving you the lay of the land, assignment-wise, for the next 14 days. That will take you up to spring break. All right?
But, yes, and keep in mind that you do still need to do a weekly summary, as Martha made very clear.
Yes.
A weekly summary on next Sunday and a weekly summary 2 Sundays from now.
That's right.
One going to be your audio assignments. The next is going to be your finished radio show.
Yes. Okay. Now, I believe, Bond, we're going to play radio shows after spring break. Is that what we've discussed?
We're going to play them on DS-106 radio the week after spring break. We'll figure out the schedule, according to what we have at the time. Typically, we're doing shows at 9. We'll probably start them earlier to get everyone's in. And again, this all depends on what.
I wonder if we don't do what we did for 4 or 5 days. I really like that better than trying to do 3 hours, 4 hours, because we're going to have a lot of shows. So we're going to have to spread it out.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out exactly, once we see how many groups we have, how many shows we have, we'll have to figure out exactly how we're going to schedule that after spring break. But the bottom line is that students should understand that what they are producing over the next 2 weeks is going to be played on DS-106 radio when we come back from spring break.
Yes.
This isn't something that we're just going to be listening to. This is something that we're going to all be listening to.
Yeah, well, there'll be, again, live tweet-alongs with that. Depending on the number of groups, it could very well run into the next week, 2 weeks beyond spring break as well. Right. Yeah.
So, all right, El Hota, let's switch gears and talk a little bit with you, because I know you emailed me and told me you had some things you wanted to share. I was going to ask you how things are in Miami, but I realize now, after having seen Black's weekly video, which everybody should be watching those too, you're not in Miami anymore, are you?
Nope. No. Fortunately, yeah. Miami is a little bit too dicey after last week, that whole situation going on. So Black reached out to me, and she said that she had an extra room in her house. So I made the journey up, and I'm just hiding out there, and life is good up here.
So, do you know why Black isn't here this week?
Well, I mean, I'm not completely sure, but she met with someone named Jack. And after that meeting, ever since, hasn't been the same, almost kind of shaken, kind of weary. It's really weird, guys.
Jack?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jack.
Yeah.
Any idea why Black would be meeting with Jack, Bertus?
Yeah.
I don't know any. I'm as confused as you are. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, Hoda, can you tell us anything else?
Not really
Anything?
not really too sure, but there's one thing I'm not sure if I should share this. But Black asked me if I could meet with Jack too.
What?
Yeah.
Are you going to go through with that?
Jack wants to meet with you.
Yeah.
Jack wants.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about this. I don't know. I mean, was it? Should I do it? I think so.
Maybe.
I mean, Black is, let me into her house. She's been nothing but kind, so I think I can trust her on this one. I think I owe it to her for sure. What do you guys think?
Might be a good idea.
They might. I mean, you might not have a choice.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
You, of course, must do what you think is right,
Yeah.
Hoda. The only thing that I will say is something that I have stated several times so far in this semester, that you need to remember that in DS-106, things are not always what they seem. All right? So
All right.
going into this meeting, I don't want to influence you, but I just would ask you to remember that.
All right.
That's my opinion.
All right. Noted. Got that. Thank you.
Good luck.
All right. Thanks, El Hota.
You'll need it.
All right. Well, until
all
next
right.
time.
Okay.
All right.
Until next
Bye
time.
bye.
guys.
Take care.
Hota out.
Okay.
Do you know what
All right.
that's all about?
Like I said, I am not aware of anything going on that would have resulted in Jack reaching out to either Black or El Hota. This is news to me.
Yeah, I'm glad.
So I think we've got a lot of questions unanswered here. And
That's an understatement. All right.
I was hoping for some answers tonight. Apparently that is not what's in the cards for us tonight, DS-106. Maybe next week. We'll see. In the meantime, I think everybody has their marching orders for the next 2 weeks.
Indeed.
Get into groups. That's the number one thing right now.
That's right.
Focus on your work.
Find your mates, your true companion, your creative
Your true
partner.
friend.
Be careful
All right.
of anyone named Jack.
Yeah, watch out for the Jacks.
Yeah.
Indeed.
All right.
All right.
Holland, Groom,
right.
have a good evening.
You too, Bertus.
All right.
See you later.
That's 106.
For life.